Hey, hey, hey! Are you ready for MilSpouse Conversations? Hey, yo, I am ready to get this conversation started today because we have a very special guest with us. Yes, y'all. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, we do. We do, we do, we do. If I can get myself on screen, give me a second. There I am. We have a very special guest with us. Oh, we have our sponsor, USAA, in the house. Yes, 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 we do. Hey, look, before I bring the conversation starters on, I'm going to go ahead and bring the one and the only Mr. JJ.
Wow. I'm fired up now. Holy cow. Got the grandkids out one door, dogs in the other room. I'm ready to go. Let's go, Sybil. Let's go.
You ready? You ready? Man, tonight's talk is going to be a good one because we're going to be talking about money, specifically about budgeting for the holidays and beyond. Now, let me go ahead and bring these conversation starters on. Hey, Julie. Hey, Lori. Hey, Nashida. Hey, Grace. And Miss Anna. Now, Anna says when she hears the word budget, it makes her cringe.
We need to learn. I need to learn how to spell it. How do we spell budget?
F-U-N.
That's where I'm at with budgeting.
Oh, that's all about framing. Come on now. That's happening right between your ears, not in your pocketbook. You got this. You got this.
Now, let's talk a little bit about what a budget is. And I want to ask each conversation starter, before we get to Mr. JJ from USAA, our certified financial planner who's going to get us straight. I want to hear what our conversation starters think the word budget means. So, Julie, I'm going to pick on you first.
Budget. To budget means you are aware of where every dollar is going and you know what the limits are and how much you can spend in each category.
Is she correct, JJ?
I mean, is anybody correct or incorrect here tonight? I don't think so. I feel like I'm a little bit outnumbered. So you're all going to be correct, right? But no, I think that's a great start to the whole idea of a budget, having an idea, or actually not an idea, knowing where every dollar went, I think is what Julie said, which I like that. I mean, I think there's more to it, but I'm just going to be quiet as we go through this.
All right. Miss Nashida, when you hear the word budget.
When I hear the word budget, I hear the words pain and suffering. That's what I hear. I hate budgets. I'm always on a budget. I'm always like making those ends meet, making the savings grow. It's painful. It hurts me a lot.
So you want me to say that's wrong? Is that wrong? Oh, I don't think so.
Don't say I'm wrong, JJ. Say,
no,
you're right, Nashida.
That's your personal experience, right? But I hope, I mean, one of the things I would hope is that you look at a budget as a tool to get wherever it is you want to go. I mean, so many people have the idea of budget or budgeting. It's all got negative connotations like pain and suffering around it, that as opposed to hey, this is my plan, as Julie said, for every dollar, and at the end of the day, the reason I'm doing is that so we can do A, or we can do B, or we can do this, or we can be here, or we can be there. So I think, yeah, I use spending plan more than I use budget when I'm talking about it, just because that's more, I guess, it has less of those connotations than pain and suffering. I guess pain and suffering, that's pretty real. That's pretty direct.
Well, look, I'm going to tell you guys what I think of when I see the word budget. Budgets. It's not budgets, it's budgets. And guess who's Bud? Me. I'm Bud, and I want the gets it, whatever it is. And my husband reminds me all the time, every day, every single day. Nah, Sybil. That is not what budget spells. It's budget. You need to budget. You need to plan accordingly. And I do in my own special way, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah. So who is the budgeter versus the person that budget is put upon? Any of you? So Sybil obviously has it put upon her, but what about is anybody putting it on their spouse?
Yeah,
I'm the budgeter. Yeah.
I'm the budgeter.
See? It's funny how we attract opposites kind of attract. So typically there's, one force of positive and good, Sybil, and one force of evil, pain and suffering. I don't know.
I just want the new shoes. That's all.
Years ago, I was doing something with JC Eckhart, and she said something to the effect of, why so often that we end up with somebody who's a spender versus a saver is because we look at them and we see some beauty in that, and there's some part of that that's attractive to us. I thought, well, that's pretty insightful, and I'm not going to tell you what I am.
Yeah.
Like I was about to say, so JJ, which are you?
It depends. How about that? It depends.
It depends. So since we're talking about budgeting for the holidays and beyond, I would like to know from you ladies, and JJ, you're going to chime in and help us get it together for the holidays. How do you go about planning your budget for the holiday, or do you set a budget for the holidays?
I'll take that one. So in my good planning ways, we have a certain amount of money each month that goes into our Christmas account and our holiday account, so that when that time comes around, that's how much money we have to spend or allowed to spend. But in reality, my budget ends in November and starts again in January, and we just do whatever we want during those 2 months. But the plan is there. We just need to learn how to execute that.
So what happened? So I loved where you're going there. I was getting excited, and then it just put me like that. So what happened? So you're saving in a savings account for your Christmas fund or holiday fund, whatever you want to call it, and you save up whatever. Let's say you save up $1,000, and then what happens between November and December? That just you spend that and go through it and whatever.
Yeah, we'll either go through it a little bit more than we planned, or Dad will see, my husband will see something that the girls really, really need that's not quite in that budget that we had planned ahead, and I fold. So we stay pretty close. I will say we stay really close to it. Sometimes we're really good and we stay right on what we've saved, but then there's other times where we're like, well, we'll go see family this year, and that's part of our holiday budget, our travel. So we'll go over there. Or like I said, some certain toys are a little pricier than we thought they were going to be. And instead of just holding tight to that line, we're kind of like, oh, we'll be fine. We can spend a little more.
That's pretty
So-
cool. And I would unpack that by saying, hey, first off, the fact that you are saving for the goal or saving for the fun is what I like to say, whatever the fun might be, that's a real positive. And so even if you do some other stuff or some extra stuff, you're still miles ahead of the person that doesn't do it at all. So I think that's a great lesson to take. The other thing I would say just from listening to that is as we do this planning or budgeting or create our spending plan for the holidays, we have to remember all that other stuff that comes up. So the other things that aren't just the presents, they're the party we might host or the trip we might take and all that. So that's good stuff.
Woo! I'm on the good side.
Trust me, I'm going to find some good in everybody here. I'm here to win friends.
Yes. Our last episode, we did talk about preparing for the holidays a little bit. And one thing that we did talk about was, and I remember this as a kid, having my mom would do a Christmas club. And I guess very similar, putting money aside all year long. And that paid for everything for Christmas. And dinner, like holiday dinners, that gets so many people, right? Because you're thinking, oh, I'm going to do my regular grocery shopping. But oh no, you're feeding extra people, or actually your meals are different, right? And I know this year for the holidays, one thing, my husband, because he's the planner, he remembered this. I did not. Mom fail. That our oldest daughter is away in college. Well, we got to fly her back home.
Yeah.
Airline ticket. And she actually called me the other day and asked me about her flights. And I was like, oh, dang, I forgot. But thank goodness my husband had already booked them. Mom fail. But those are extra expenses that you have to plan accordingly. Right?
Yep.
Lori, I'm going to ask you about your holiday planning. Did you have to buy a new phone for the holidays?
No, this sucker's stayed in rice, and then
It works.
I put some handy dandy nail polish over the crack, so we're good.
Oh, sweet.
Just freed up $1,000 for other uses. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not buying nothing. So my holiday planning, I'm probably maybe one of the strictest in the group. So we do plan all year long. We save all year for the holiday season. We do not go outside the budget. It is what it is. And if we can't buy it, then we don't buy it. So we save all year for travel, holidays and parties, school, our housing fund, emergencies. And then I do a random food clean out where we don't buy groceries one week. We just eat all the leftovers and food in the house, and we save a week of buying groceries, and then I just dump that into the holiday fund. But I am very strict on our budget, because to me, budgets are freedom. And if you can plan for your budget and your spending, like kind of what you said, it's a spending plan. I look at it as a spending plan, a savings plan, and an investing plan for our future. So I really love budgets. So I try to stick to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like that.
I do agree. I joke a lot about Bud gets, and I'm Bud and I get it, but sticking to a budget has allowed us to do a lot of things that we are able to do. And it's also having that hard no.
Yeah.
And that hard no for Bud over here. And I have started telling myself no. But yeah, the budgets allow you to have that freedom to do a lot of cool things with your family. And this is one thing as a military family that I think that we sometimes miss out or miss the opportunity to do, is budget to plan for those moves when we have to PCS, right? Now, a couple of years ago, we actually PCS 2 days after Christmas. Yes, we moved to Hawaii 2 days after Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah. So you're going for sympathy there? Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, I'm not sure where that was going.
But yeah, that's a good point though. As far as there's always something,
Yeah.
even if it's not the expenses in the move, it's the expenses of the move in and the associated costs with joining the things you need to join and what have you. I think the other thing when Lori was talking, I was thinking about is the idea that you spend what you have and that's all you spend, which is great. But I think that the other element to that might be, and depending on how you've traditionally done things, it's all about setting expectations and making sure everybody's on the same sheet of music, because I think that can go a long way towards making sure you stay on track, because the kids know that they're, maybe because of inflation and rising prices and what that's done to everyone's budget, there's not going to be as many gifts as there might normally be, or that the family knows, hey, we're not buying gifts for all 6 cousins and 3 uncles and so on and so forth. We're going to draw names or something. So just setting the expectations, not on December 24th for Christmas, but now, so that everybody's on the same sheet of music.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Plus, I always tell my husband we have $500 less than what we actually have
Ooh, sneaky.
because he always goes $500.
Lori, I need to use that one. Oh, that's a good one.
See, there's the only usable tip anybody is going to get today. Thank you, Lori.
Right.
Nice.
I took that trick from my grandma. When she passed away, my grandpa found out that he had millions of dollars because she told
my
him
goodness.
she only made half of what she did her entire life.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we want to hear from Anna, because she is our conversation starter who said, can we spell budgets first? So we'll be right back. Quick commercial break. JJ, we like to dance here at MilSpouse Conversations. So you got a little move.
There you go.
That's the swivel. That's the swivel.
Yeah,
It's
that was
the
the. I do the mop the floor though.
Oh, there you go.
I had a golf tournament I played in this summer. We won, and I've got some incredible videos of me mopping the floor, which hopefully they stay non-public.
We'll try and find those.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so Anna, we're in the hot seat, and JJ is going to get you straight.
Yeah. I am probably the person this show is made for. Budgeting is, whoo. I want to do it, but it just doesn't happen. I think I've tried to do it, but me and my spouse just haven't gotten on the same page with it. But I would say what I do try to do is just to purchase things throughout the year and hide them, and then have that for Christmas gifts, which usually works out for not necessarily my own family, but the people that I have to send gifts to. That makes that easier. So I feel like that's a part of planning and budgeting. And then if I have any kind of rewards plan on something, like it used to be Amazon, but I don't Amazon anymore because I got kind of crazy with that. So I stopped with Amazon. But I do have something else where it's like, if you buy gas, you get a certain percentage cash back on this app. So I just keep that and forget about it. So, I mean, it's just little things here and there like that. But as far as what Lori's talking about, I need to go to Lori boot camp because, yeah.
I'm staying away from Lori. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. No, that's good. Yeah. So I mean, I think there's a lot of good there in terms of what you said. I think the one thing that you said that's really important on this particular topic, but really on anything having to do with beyond finances, just how you do things, is just that idea of being on the same sheet of music. And I always talk about goals and financial goals as being the why and the thing that motivates you. So relative to the holidays, and maybe it's the things you're going to do, the places you're going to go, the stuff that you're going to get, the ones that you love. Who knows what the why is? But those goals. And if you're a couple, then they ought to be y'all's goals as opposed to yours and mine. So I think that's a great start point if things aren't going really well, is making sure that you are aligned. Because if you're the spender or let's say you're the saver, then I mean, it's not in and of itself an end. It's not, you're not saving to save, you're saving for some reason. And so if that reason is something you can both get behind, then it probably goes a long way to paving a smooth road.
Yeah, that's a good way of explaining it. Yeah.
So JJ, for someone who is really struggling with even just getting started with the budget, where should they start? What is the first thing they need to do?
So so I would go two different ways. One, I'll go the kind of by the book way, would be just that the first step really is to start tracking your spending. So to understand where your money goes, and usually historically back when I was working with clients, I mean, this would be something I would send them home after the first meeting or the first conversation with the homework to figure out, okay, you told me you spent $50 a month on clothes or whatever the number was. Now, hey, let's put that to the test, and we're gonna get back together in 60 days, and I want you to track your spending every dollar for the next 60 days. And then let's regroup and figure out where, in fact, your money does go, as opposed to the mythical number you put down on this budget sheet. And inevitably, hey, there would be a big disconnect. I mean, there's a few people where that wasn't the case, but for most people, they might have said, we spent $100 on entertainment, and the number was $600, or we have $400 left over each month to do whatever we want with for our financial goals, and the real number was 42 cents. Because we tend not to know where our money goes. And so I think that is truly the first step, is just to track where in fact your money is going. And I think just kind of like if you're ever talking about dieting or what have you, there's always these plans built around the idea of tracking calories and counting calories in different ways, whether it's points or calories or what have you. But the idea being is, if you're cognizant of it, you're much more likely to have a handle on it. And I think the same thing could be said when it comes to spending. If you're monitoring where it's all going, surprise, you may not make as many overspends as you would typically do if you just kind of do things. So know where your money goes, Sybil. That's what I would say is the first step.
Know where your money goes. To shoes and to no. I haven't bought any new shoes in a long time, JJ.
I don't want to be.
I've behaved myself.
See, this is one of those things about it. Financial planning is kind of because you're working with couples, they're bringing different things to the table, and so it's funny how your name can be used in vain, either as JJ wouldn't want us to spend that money, or So it's. So I've been there. You bring all you got. I'm good. I'm like, whatever it takes. If you want to blame me, as long as the end result is positive, that's fine.
Like I'm gonna be like, dear, I've been tracking my shoe spending, and this is what I think I really need.
Let's see them. Do you have some good ones on right now? No. Where's the color? No color.
Oh, nothing.
tonight.
We were just talking about that this week. I mean, come on now. Next week, I'll see some.
Yeah.
I don't have on my bright yellow shoes today, but
Okay.
I will have them on.
Nice.
Sorry. Veered all the way to the right. Let's come back. Budgets. All right. So do you guys have any questions? Anyone watching the show live right now, do you have any questions about budgeting? And before anyone asks anything, I'm going to ask this. Who should budget? Do you think everyone should budget? Should have a budget?
Yeah, you gotta live within your
The
means.
reason that I asked that question is because, I often, just because, we're on social media all the time and we see people making money and it's like, oh, but I'm like, no matter how much money you make, everyone needs a budget to at least see where those funds are going, because I could be a billionaire today and blow all my money tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
think.
Plus,
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, plus, if you carry a lot of debt, people forget to calculate the amount of interest that they pay within their budgets. And so if you can keep track of all of your money and live debt free, then you're not wasting any of your money. You're keeping it all to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. I think, so what I was going to say is, even if you don't want to grind, I think going through the budgeting exercise that we were just talking about, tracking your spending and figuring out how much you're spending on your discretionary expenses and your fixed and variable requirements, and getting an idea of where you can make adjustments. I mean, I think that's really important, especially if things are tight and if you need to find some money. On the other hand, one of the things you can do, I think, and is, as long as you've had the conversation, know what you're trying to achieve, and you've got, I've got a goal for a house that we're going to buy in 5 years, and so we need to put $300 a month in this account, and I know we want to go on to Australia in a few years, so we need to put money in that account, and I know we want to retire someday, so we're going to put money in our 401k or TSP, so an alternative to grinding out a budget would be is, okay, we figure out what all those goals are that we want to achieve. Maybe there's a college fund for the kids, whatever. And we fund all those goals, and then we spend everything else. And as long as we, are not accumulating debt in the process of going from month to month, hey, we haven't, we know we're doing all the right things. We're not caught up in the how much we're spending on this shoe or that meal or that night out. So I'd call that kind of like funding your goals first, spending what's left and not accumulating any debt. And so that's another way to get to the same place. But I think the grunt work is really good if you're trying to find a better place than where you happen to be right now.
That second way is kind of what we do. And I think we do it because it helps my husband and I be on the same page. It's kind of how his mind works, is like, as long as everything's good, then the rest is just the rest, right? And me, I'm like, no, every dollar needs a place, that type of thing. So we kind of compromise in the fact that we have our checking account, our joint checking account, and we have like 7 or 8 additional savings accounts. And that's literally like our bills are one, our car maintenance, and each month, the 1st and the 15th military paychecks, a certain amount is allocated to each one. And that's like Christmas, all the different things, our health savings, our emergency, our save, everything's on there. And then whatever is left that's not allocated to those 7, 8 other accounts, that's just left in our checkings, and it's free to do whatever it wants to do. Whether we go out as a family, we have dinner, someone wants to buy something, whatever it is, everything's paid for, everything's covered. Our TSP is already taken out of the check. All that stuff's allocated. So it's basically, it's leftover fund money. So.
Yeah.
Yes. That's how we operate too. So when I joke, when I'm talking about, Bud gets, it's that free money that is, I say free, but that money that isn't accountable for anything. And we actually have practiced using the envelope method, or I used to do the Ziploc bags. Nishita, you may remember this when we were in Japan together. Do you remember going to lunch with me and I'd pull out my little Ziploc bag?
Mm-mm.
So
I don't pay attention to that
people
stuff.
used to,
I'm trying to eat.
people used to
I don't
laugh
care
at
how
me
you
because I would
pay.
go to the grocery store. I would show up at
care how you pay.
the store and I had my money for the month for groceries, and my husband was like, "We're going to use cash." And JJ, I'm going to tell you why I had to go to cash. Stationed in Japan, went to the exchange, used my debit card, and it shut the register down and said fraud alert. Well, someone had hacked into our credit card account in Florida, or hacked into our bank account in Florida, and had just locked our bank account down. And so my friend was with me and we both panicked. So my husband's like, no, just use cash. Just use cash for now. So I would use the envelope method. But very similar to what you were saying, Grace. My husband was like, this is the money for this. This is paying the bills. This is spending whatever's left. Hey, you do what you do. And now we practice it with, I have all the money for the groceries and any activities, family things that we're doing. And he's like, whatever is left over, hey, have yourself a good old time with it.
Yeah. I like that. And the envelopes, I mean, that may date us a little bit, but you know, the reality is if you go shopping with cash and when it's gone, you're done. That's a pretty good, that's a pretty good guardrail. When we're talking holiday, gift shopping or shoe shopping, whatever it may be.
Talking about something real quick, because we had something, I'm sorry. Lori just sent me a message to remind me of something and sidetracked me. And it has to do with money. We have a giveaway. So every month we do a birthday giveaway for a $25 gift card to DoorDash, because we want to celebrate military spouses for their birthday. And we had one entry. So you win automatically. I don't even have to do a drawing. And that $25 gift card is going to go to Lindsay. Yay, Lindsay. Yay. Happy birthday. You will be receiving an email from me with your $25 DoorDash gift card. And that is all made possible through USA.
Yeah.
Love it.
Sorry.
Gift cards are my jam. I love gift cards. People are like, what do you want? I'm like, gift cards. That's free money all year for me to use. Gift cards.
Bring on the gift cards.
Yeah.
However you want.
Yes. Okay, so ladies, do y'all have any questions for JJ? Anyone in the comments have a question for JJ before we wrap it up and get out of here? And JJ, do you have anything that you want to say about USA? This is your time to speak.
USA. Hey, so I would say that I'll do my USA. So if you go to usa.com/military spouse, there's a new military spouse hub. So we put that up. We've got our military life hub, which is at usa.com/your military life, which has to do with PCS or transition, deployment, or joining the military. But the cool thing about those resources are there's a lot of good information. There's calculators, there's tools, and like I said, the new platform is made just for you, for military spouses. So that'll be my USA commercial for the moment. But I wrote down two other words that I wanted to hit on as we're talking about holiday spending and all this stuff. And one was list. Hey, don't ever underestimate the power of making a list. I know Santa Claus and all that stuff, but making a list, using it to track what you spend and also limit what you buy can be a great tool. And then the other thing was looking at impact. And so, and now I'm old, really, truthfully old. I mean, the grandkids were here before we started this, and the kids are all out of the house. But so when you think about gifts, are they gifts that can have some long-term impact. So maybe it's this is going to really, everybody's going to roll their eyes, but the 529 college savings plan contribution, the I bond, the I bond that's paying 10%, the government savings bond these days with inflation, and these things that really will live well beyond most of the stuff we spend a lot of money under this time. So impact is the other thing. So those are my 2 words that we didn't hit on as we were having this conversation, but I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Of course, we're excited to see you continue to work this, and appreciate all you guys do as conversation starters to make this entertaining. And I know the platform is looking a lot slicker since the last time I was here. So way to go.
Hey, I'm learning to maneuver this bad boy. Hey, sometimes you're like, oh, wait, Sybil, what are you doing over there? It's
That's
all
good.
a learning process.
Good stuff.
But we thank you, USAA, for supporting us this year. I had this idea of MilSpouse Conversations, and I'm like, hey, and USAA is like, yeah, we'll come on and sponsor you, and really excited about what we're doing here. Like, hey, I'm always like, we show up as conversation starters, as military spouses, and we show up as our authentic self. What you see is what you get. We're all about empowering military spouses to be heard, be seen, and most importantly, be themselves. When you hang out with us, hey, I'm wild and free and a little fuzzy sometimes, but it's all good.
Well, thanks for all you all do in every way and in any way you do it. So that's why we're here.
I took notes on my phone. I have it in my notes section. So,
all right, Anna, we're gonna be checking in on you. We'll be like, how's that budget going?
yes, accountability.
Accountability.
Everybody needs an accountability partner. That's right.
We may need to have another budget talk at the beginning of the year. We talked about the holidays, and we didn't really talk about and beyond part, but
right.
We can go budget and beyond as we look at 2023.
Have your 2023 budget laid out.
Hopefully you got a lot of stuff mapped out that you want to get done.
I would be interested if USAA could create somehow, maybe they already have it, but how Sybil was talking about the Ziplocs, or I know some people do the envelope thing. If they had it, because I don't walk around with cash, but if they had it where you could do a simulated envelope system in your USAA account, that would be awesome. That way, without having to open 20,000 accounts.
That would be cool.
That'd
be I'll have to look at that, because I think I'll check. I mean, I'd have the 20,000 accounts myself, but that's a smarter way to do it. And I know at some point I've heard conversations about that, and I know in the industry it's available.
Especially like more and more places are like, no cash. We're not taking cash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also, for each high school graduate that I give a gift to, we offer them, you can have this cash now, or you could open up a Roth IRA and we'll put even more towards it for you. But USAA doesn't have their Roth IRAs anymore. So I need you to bring that back.
Well, that's
I need more Lori in my life.
So here's JJ, and here's that.
Yeah.
But so that's. But we actually still do referrals to
Yeah,
Schwab,
you guys have the
to
partnership.
Capital.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do, because Lori, you will be very proud of the junior conversation starter. She hasn't been on with us for a while, but she is still doing some things in the background for us. But she did contact USAA, and she went with Schwab and opened herself a Roth IRA. I was like, oh, she rubbed it all in my face. Yeah, she did.
Nice.
Yeah.
College, she actually took her graduation money. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
oh, maybe you are listening.
That's
You
really
know,
cool.
and when our kids were working at fast food restaurants and stuff, we always said, hey, we'll match. If you put money in a Roth IRA, we'll match whatever you put there. So just to give them the incentive, show them what that 401k or that TSP is going to look like down the road, get them used to doing that. And so they bitched, Ooh, sorry about that. But anyway, it's all good.
It sounds good. Oh, I'm gonna say this to Angela real quick because she answered a budget is allocating funds to separate categories to meet expenses as well as save money. Yes, girlfriend. Yes, Angela. Oh, look. So next time we go to lunch, we just gonna tell our hubbies that they're gonna pay for our lunch out of their lunch budget, not out of ours. Sorry.
Well, and I will say too, with the season of how expensive everything is with inflation, make sure to use those military discounts. And don't be shy about it. Go look for them. USAA has them on their website as well. Like, utilize those discounts to help.
Don't be
save
afraid
money.
to ask, because the worst they can say
exactly.
is like, no, we don't have one. Then you move on. So doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's another good commercial that I didn't even think of until Lori said that. But if you go to USA Perks, the same folks that if you go to MilSpouse Fest or events, the FTD is a great partner of ours that provides flowers, but you can use the USA Perks program to get discounts on everything from meal delivery to flowers to car rentals to different travel stuff. So sort of a military discount.
Look, I put the link.
There we go.
I'm hearing it up there.
Lori's
for you.
That's not the Perks one, but that's just a discount.
And
Look,
if
I'm on it all the time. Okay, I'm a cheap person, so
that's not been cheap. That's not been cheap.
I'm saving my pennies.
Smart.
That's been frugal. That's been money conscious. But if you go to our website, MilSpouseConversations.com, actually at our banner, on the very top of our banner, we have, you just click on it, it says USAA. The link that I'm sharing here of their military spouse resources, it's right there. Boom, it'll take you directly to their resources. I don't have the perks up, but I can put that perk link up for you tomorrow. It'll be right there. Hey. All right, any final words, ladies? Because y'all know I'll just keep walking.
I just want to say USA has always been my favorite bank to go with, or, every time I have an interaction with USAA, I always leave feeling happy and not, like you go in a little stress and then I leave feeling happy. So I love USAA customer service.
What?
Thank you.
Angela says 15% military discount at Walgreens every Saturday. No,
is that? I wonder if that's at every Walgreens. Maybe I wonder if I knew that. That's a big discount.
It is.
I'm kind of excited about that.
Yes, that's good to know. I don't even know where Walgreens is near me.
It's on the corner of Happy and Healthy.
That was good, Julie.
Go find that corner and then you'll find it.
I think we need to do 2 of these budgeting at least a year. JJ needs to come back at least twice a year so we can talk budgets and planning.
And accountability.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he can give us the side eye.
Me, happy to come back though.
Yeah. Oh, and like it's a good month in December to buy a new car, so we can talk about auto loans. Like, I'm thinking of all the things now.
All right, just make a laundry list. We can hit them all.
But loans and insurance.
Yeah,
because we have all of our car insurance through USAA as well. Like we are locked in with USAA.
Renter's insurance.
So, that's the one area that we've really seen. It, from an inflation standpoint, and you look at the impact of inflation on various types of businesses and what have you, but with all the stuff that goes into insurance or with a claim and what have you, it's really been an area where inflation is readily, you're probably feeling it with your insurance bills, but we've seen inflation or insurance costs go up quite a bit. So trying to minimize that to our members, but it's kind of a reality of the day.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up because I need to go eat.
You should eat.
I'm
That's
gonna
my
go.
that's
I'm
my
gonna go
tip for the
cook
day.
dinner. Yes, eat, Sybil, eat, and I'm gonna cook dinner, not order out.
Good job.
You're gonna save money, Sybil.
I've used my dining out budget for the month already because. But I'm gonna do right. All right, guys. Thank you so much, JJ, for coming on, talking to us, and braving the conversation starters.
Next time I'm getting a black t-shirt next time, and I'm gonna feel old.
Oh, wait a minute. We got to show you the back. We got to show you the back of the shirt.
Oh,
Like, can I turn?
can I turn my
The
chair?
back.
I can't read it.
Come
Delicious.
Delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Because we like to talk.
You guys are good.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you so very much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.